Welcome back to our program, Health, Wellbeing and Lifestyle, where we invite professionals in their fields to come along and educate and inspire the community to live more healthily, feel more balanced and truly live a lifestyle they love. Our first guest is Dr. Zara Chelik, our integrative health and wellness expert, and she's back with us today to talk about eliminating fatigue. So welcome, Zara.
Thank you.
Is fatigue actually feeling tired?
It's actually more than that. So usually with fatigue, tiredness is you can get enough sleep and it can resolve itself. With fatigue, however, that's not necessarily is the case. When someone experiences fatigue, it can indicate and give a message, convey a message about something deeper than tiredness going on in the body, something more significant going on in the body. It could be from a hormonal issue, such as hypothalamic pituitary axis dysfunction. It is like an orchestra, right? The hormones communicate like an orchestra. And if something's out of whack, the whole orchestra doesn't sound quite great. So it's similar to that, So the hormones communicate in a nice orchestra, if you like. And when there is a disruption in that, and that disruption is like the hypothalamic pituitary axis dysfunction, and there's also adrenals in there as well. So the really correct name for that is hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis dysfunction. And that can usually come along with chronic and long-term stress, for example. Especially if the stress has been there for a long time. It could be a trauma, again, a perceived trauma. And it can be initiated from there. And if it is not resolved, it can lead to more health issues. So we want to make sure and let our viewers know that when you are experiencing something more than tiredness, and doesn't matter how much sleep you're getting, you're still not feeling quite right, the energy is less or depleted, then consult your healthcare practitioner. Get help. Get help where you get to find out exactly the root cause of your fatigue. It could be that hormonal factor. It could be an iron deficiency. It could be more. It could be also that person is not enjoying life. Again, that whole perceived, feeling the state of depression.
Would that be like chronic fatigue, or what's termed chronic fatigue?
Yeah, so usually in our society, people refer to it as chronic fatigue. Absolutely, you're right. But the correct terminology for it is it's a hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis dysfunction. So it's a dysfunction in our communication of the hormones. So it can usually happen and come on with maybe a perceived trauma, or high stress levels can lead to the interruption of the flow of energy in the cells, within the cells, and in this case, in the endocrine system. So, stress is chronic and it hasn't been attended and it hasn't been resolved. It can lead to that chronic fatigue. So the individual can feel really that lack of energy, that fatigue, and they can usually stimulate themselves with stimulants such as sugar or caffeine or sugary drinks and so forth to really push themselves to get through the day or start their day. The only problem with that though, we can push our adrenals to a limit where they're not able to produce that cortisol and adrenaline to when we need it most, which is in a stressful, real threat situations. I find with the modern world particularly, with the language that we associate with our day-to-day tasks can create that internal sort of language, and internal biochemistry can adapt to it, and the hormones can be interrupted that way, and the communication in the hormones can be altered, and then that can lead to a stress as well. So I find in the modern world, again, things are on the go, multiple screens going on. People put so much pressure on themselves, and there's also pressure it's expected externally as well. So people trying to really please and fit in and meet deadlines, right? So they can really push themselves. And to really get through the day, they can go to the stimulants and have the caffeine, have the sugar, to really get the tasks complete right. What happens though the whole physiology is giving feedback to us and we're ignoring it. So the biochemistry is not functioning well, and the physiology is giving feedback to let us know through fatigue that things are not doing well in the body. So rather than listening to the body's needs, we tend to go to those stimulants and to push ourselves to produce the deadline. But down the track, it can have more significant impact on our health and well-being and our energy levels. So I encourage people, once they know they fatigue and they're not, they don't have the energy they used to really stop and pay attention to the body and the symptoms, because symptoms is the way body communicating to us to let us know something isn't right. So once we know we are fatigued or we're not producing that outcome or the energy isn't the same, go deeper. What has changed? What can you do to support the body? Because it is telling you, it's giving you a message. What can you do to support that whole HPA axis dysfunction and reverse that as soon as you can, it becomes a bigger problem in the future. So certain things could be such as, lifestyle factors play a big role. Remember I talked about the whole perceived stress or the language that we use, and we create that internal stress. Could the individual work on that? Instead of saying I have to, can we use more of the I get tos and have more gratitude around things that we do day to day?
So, Zara, if there was a couple of simple tips that the viewers could take with them today, then what would they be?
Yeah, sure. So, something simple as our lifestyle, one of them could be drinking enough water, enough hydration for our cells. So our cells are looking more like grapes, not like sultanas. So the other thing is starting our day. Instead of starting a day with a coffee or caffeine, could we instead invest in our health and well-being and make a nice smoothie that is not sugar-based? Can we go to bed earlier and have that enough sleep? Because sleep is really what helps our body to heal itself by itself and get that balance into the body again. So these are the certain things we can start implementing: our sleep and having a nice sleep ritual, having good time, a good bedtime ritual to have that quality sleep. Switching our electronics earlier, maybe like 2 hours, say, earlier than we go to bed, to take some time to, get into our body, connect with the body, and also to reward ourselves with something before we go to bed. Create that nice environment in your bedroom where it is inviting, it is calming, it is grounding. So that could be another thing that could really help our audience anyone's experiencing fatigue, to really invest and reverse or even just boost our energy levels in general. That sleep is crucial.
Thank you for that.
My pleasure.
And for more information on Dr. Zara Celik and eliminating fatigue, then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. Dr. Zara will be back next time with us talking about stress management. Now we'll go to break and be back after the break with more amazing guests and topics. Please stay tuned, and after the break, lymphologist Michelle Richardson is talking about the benefits of lymphatic drainage massage. Welcome back, and next we have Michelle Richardson, a lymphologist, and she's back with us today talking about lymphatic drainage massage. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, thank you.
So what is lymphatic drainage?
Yes, now that's a big mouthful, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not known, okay? People often will say, what is it? And how do you do it on someone? Well, it's a very light touch that activates the lymphatic system, which actually removes the waste and excess blood proteins from the cells. The lymphatic system has got one-track valves that go up the body. You want all the waste to come up and into the middle of the body, and you have a major lymph node in the middle here. They're called terminals, where all your lymphocytes and white blood cells get the toxins and deliver it to these areas to be cleansed, to be filtered back as pure water, then it goes back into the bloodstream through the heart, through the top of the neck here. And often people don't even know what lymph nodes are or where they are in the body. Okay, so I suggest a simple technique to demonstrate if you need some help with getting rid of your toxins in your body. So if you go to just below your ear and you just press slightly, maybe half a centimetre to a centimetre, and if that's tender or even painful or lumps or even a bit of fatty tissue, you know that your lymph nodes here are full and blocked and they do need help to clear them, okay? Because you got to remember that the lymph system is delivering the waste to this area, and this main area gets oxygen into your head. Now you think this fluid, if it's not taken away with the lymph vessels, it becomes hard, and the pressure then builds up around the artery walls, maybe of your veins and things like that, and closes down the vein wall. It's still getting oxygen through, so you're not getting as much oxygen. So people then are walking around there feeling like, oh, they're fogged in the head or not really there, because we need oxygen, right, to live, yeah? Okay, so if it's feeling sore or tender, so even when you're having a stressful day and you want to calm down, you just have to gently stroke. Now, they say about 50 strokes down towards the centre of the body, just below the ear. You can even do behind the ear as well. You've got lymph nodes here, and just a very gentle touch, because the movement of your energy on your hands to someone's body actually pulls the enzymes to help the body flow. And you know, when you rub your hands together, you create some redness, or electricity. That's bringing the blood to the surface as well, and it helps to get rid of the toxins and the excess fluid. Right? The lymphatic system also has lids on them. The lymph nodes have got lids on them. Okay, so the pressure has to be greater on the down than the up to open up the lid, because the body's smart. Did you know that? It's very smart. It doesn't want the excess waste and fluid to store down the ankles. It must come up to be processed. That's why if people have a lot of swelling in the ankles and it's not moving, it means that it's too much around the lymph nodes of their knees. Right? A lot of people get sore knees or injured in your knees and hips, and we got lymph vessels, pockets of them under our knees, you know, groin of our panty line of our hips, through the middle, armpits, and our neck, right? And the thing is that once you clear these in one gentle massage, that's all it is. This is such a non-invasive way to get rid of stubborn fat, which has become hard in the cells on the outside of the skin and the organs to block the oxygen.
So what are the overall benefits for people from having lymphatic drainage massage?
It can benefit everyone, from as young as 5 years old, or even babies, to someone who's 99. It just moves the waste out of the body to bring oxygen back into the body, which helps repair and maintain the body. Simple, isn't it? The waste blocks the nutrients and oxygen going to the cells. If someone has got arthritis or a condition of any kind, you just have to learn to get oxygen into the body and move the waste away, which is the lymphatic drainage massage. Very easy to do, very gentle, and often people fall asleep. Because people say, oh, what's the difference between traditional massage to lymphatic drainage? Right? Well, traditional massage uses and relies on hard rubbing. The benefits are for everyone, from a very young child to someone who's very old, from your grandparents to your siblings, anyone. It benefits everyone because it's a relaxation, and it actually makes you nice and peaceful and calm and reduce the toxins in your body, and toxins make you sick. It breaks down the immune system, which is near your chest. And by doing gentle stroking or massage around the middle and through the arms and the trunk, it's just a very relaxing massage to do.
So Michelle, then what would be your best advice for our viewers as a takeaway today?
My best advice was make sure you see a professional, okay, who's been qualified in the lymphatic system and how to activate it, okay. And that's all I can really say is it's a wonderful system and to cleanse your body and make you feel refreshed, renewed, full of energy, pumped for the day, clearing out toxins so you can actually get all your organs to activate, you know, to lose weight, to build muscle, to feel great. So it's a wonderful, wonderful, and I cannot say enough how good it is for everyone to go and experience lymphatic drainage.
Thank you very much. And for more information on Michelle Richardson and lymphatic drainage massage, then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. Now and see you after the break. After the break, health coach and author Kaveri Sequeira is talking about sustaining a healthy lifestyle. So please stay tuned. Welcome back, and our next guest is Kaveri Sequeira, certified health coach and author, and today her topic is sustaining a healthy lifestyle. Welcome back, Kaveri.
Thank you, Linda. Great to be back.
Always good to see you. And today you're talking about sustaining a healthy lifestyle. Now, why is it important to sustain a healthy lifestyle? Bearing in mind, I guess you've talked to us about the human diet.
Yes, absolutely. So it's really important to sustain that human diet and healthy lifestyle, because you've worked so hard in changing and doing all the things that are required to have that healthy lifestyle. So you obviously want to maintain it. I've seen so many times where people go back to their old habits and behaviors within 3 to 6 months, especially if they've done yo-yo dieting, with the different, just get a crash result. But in 3 to 4 months time, they're back, eating with their old ways of eating and their patterns. Now that doesn't happen when you follow the human diet, simply because you know how to deal with it, and also because the cravings are completely reduced because we're having natural food and there's not much chemicals. So your body is having a bit of a chance to kind of get that reset and really heal, and you're not having those spikes in blood sugars that's going to cause you to pile on those kilos. And you're eating seasonally, and that helps a lot, as I've talked about before as well, to give your body a break to actually heal. So when I kind of achieved my weight loss goals and my weight transformation following this human diet, what I personally did was join a support group. So I actually joined people who are actually on the same journey as me, and that community feel like made a massive difference. And also just being more, just if you make a mistake and you do something or eat something that you don't want to eat and you feel like you've fallen off track, just get back on track. Don't beat yourself up. That's what we do as well, and that doesn't help being healthy because you're mentally stressed then. So yeah, that's why it's important, and I can share with you how you could do that.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So that would be my question to you. How can we sustain it moving forward, and bearing in mind that the healthy diet, and also you mentioned the emotional eating aspect.
Absolutely. So how do you do that? As I've already mentioned, join a community of like-minded people, because when you're in community, you have that accountability, and having that accountability really helps. And don't beat yourself up. Like if you've gone off track, recognize it and get back on track. And the emotional hunger is really a big one for us to, like a life event happens and then you like, okay, let me just trigger that behavior. That kind of triggers the behavior to go eat something that you would have had the last time you had that life event. So my suggestion is walk away, go drink a glass of water, do some meditation or deep breathing. That'll actually help you not buckle in and fall off the rails. The other thing is, you decide the person you're going to be. You literally change your mindset around food, and you literally change who you are or identify with. For example, if someone asks me, do I smoke today? I say I'm not a smoker. That's my identity around smoking. So like for that, you can have that same identity around food. You can say, I don't eat refined sugars. Or you could say, I don't eat dairy in my diet. When you are that person, when you identify with that, then it's very easy to say no to the bad habits coming back in. So when it comes to healthy lifestyle, then why people are so happy that they've have it, and then why do they not follow it all the time? The reason is because there's some sort of life event that's happened that kind of triggers old ways of eating or old behaviors, and they kind of just fall into bad habits again. The other reason is they probably don't have the support network that's kind of required to keep them accountable to maintain that healthy lifestyle. The biggest reason though is that they haven't identified themselves as a person who's like healthy and eats certain types of food, and the identity is not associated 100%, or it's not reinforced 100%, and that's probably why they go back into old ways of eating. So my suggestion for that, I'll cover off in the tips, is how they can actually do that better.
Oh, wonderful. And so from that, then what would your best advice, your top tips for our viewers as a takeaway from today?
Absolutely. So my best tips, if you've already achieved like sustainable weight loss and you're happy with it, and if you're following a very healthy lifestyle already and you're worried that you're going to put on weight, is to make a list. This is a food list of what I do eat, what I don't eat, and I will eat sometimes. Make a list and see, is this something that I want to associate as a person, as an identity of someone who eats, 3 chocolates a day? Or you could just say, I don't eat chocolate. It's your decision, but you are now aware of what is good quality and what is not so good for your health. You get a choice. This is what food freedom is. You make a list of what you associate with something that you're going to eat regularly, something you're not going to eat regularly, and something that you eat sometimes. And that way you are not going below the line. You're not, making a mistake. And if you make a mistake, guess what? Just get back on track, because guilt and shame around this doesn't help us maintain a healthy lifestyle, because healthy lifestyle also includes your mental health and emotional health. And yes, and drink your 7 to 8 glasses of water. Have healthy community around you, and that will certainly make a big difference.
Thank you so much, Kaveri.
Pleasure.
And for more information on Kaveri and sustaining a healthy lifestyle, but then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And for now, we'll say bye-bye and we'll see you next week. If you'd like to know more about our show, please like our Facebook page and also subscribe to our YouTube channel.